Bishop Sisi anu ye Chief Justice Torkono trend social media and X, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, baby or trend. Na ni na any say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama assigned say up removal of Chief Justice Torkono. Or see any Chief Justice Torkono info no akasa Eva onunipa awonim se oye very competent Abraham Basiso because Torkono Chief Justice onye competent or incompetent. Just say bibi baby ano or the akwadra or the laziness or your punctual but onye consistent. Just say insane baby na and for sorry His Excellency John Dramani Mahama edi ababonti. Na eno chire no ebusafo insane bi ekokoso ewechechi allegedly. For me, no diamati any say afa yetimi ayi na firi ho de me mati no so in case say what be say ye ni firi ho betimi a comment under comment section you so add your subscription and more fee so be add your likes your comments and share videos to a whole lot of people come on here with you and rasisia with us
gold bars to a country that produces gold. Yeah, produce gold or animal. Now I say we are gold, mudi bagana bede. Which country does that? In any case, there's no any law that bans the transportation of gold. Law be a niwa and amount transporting gold. Yeah. So you cannot smuggle, you only need the papers to cover it to show that you are bona fide property. Now I'm out there. So there's no any law. But they said there are laws against illicit drug transit and so on, but there's no law against what the transmission or the bringing down of gold. Again, Reverend, well, I don't know who says sikana on the buy no, and yet pounds and yet euros, na dollars. Well, I don't know who's that. One way, I don't know who said the sikana he was alleged to brought no. It is not pounds, it is not euros, but it's strictly dollars. Almost what the back room. How much quantity of money can that plane carry into this country? Plane to free US, Alabama, a bag, and people don't know. Airmed now Kano. It's an air ambulance managed and certified by the US Defense. Team, the US Defense certified, and they run a fleet of your friend is saying air ambulance across the world. Several. And yet private jet say, you have fun say, this is Team's private jet, this is my brother friend. So you get up and fly. I say, private jet, fly free hand. Why not go inspect here? Those are the private, not a company that has built its reputation as an air ambulance. And our air ambulance, it is specially equipped with special equipment to be able to fly and land at any place in the world with patience. Do you know the amount of millions they make from that? You think cocaine, they will allow one of their fleets. Say, cocaine. How much is that cocaine to them? The fleet of airmed, a US Defense certified airmed, built with special equipment, carried to this country. You can say, oh, I didn't a plane 2 years and see what Ivory Coast. And Namsa, do you tell the pilot where to stop? If I say, or bit markers or so we can land any place. No one can protect him. He can land any place. He can decide, and anything can happen. Originally, you may think that you have to land in Ivory Coast, and finally you land here. It doesn't matter. In fact, they don't need the MPP permission to land. Those aircraft doesn't need MPP permission or the members of parliament permission to land in this country. There's no amount of running. Me person me catch a Ghana force in team if he doesn't prove distance, he will be arrested. He will be put before court. He will go through vigorously what the law entails. Say Papa Kasa. The Attorney General why quiet no. I am a catch on. Obi a new law in a Dr. Aina and Ayarga of Parliament who. And in any case, the NDC has the best lawyers in Parliament there. Almost no come by privilege. In fact, in team cannot come under the parliamentary provisions that protects him because he has been irresponsible. If you become irresponsible and reckless, because of political expediency, partisan politics, and not for the people of this country and not for the state, the parliamentary privileges entimin katao. You go through its violation and violation of the law. They can amass there. Yeah, or make me the MP before you na Ghana. I could your friends, Reverend in Tim Forjo's house. He will still be arrested. He can travel or he will still be arrested and brought to face the law. And now on net now TV so I know can say he's prepared to die on Srobi Biano. Now on Srobi no owona ba I don't know what you see. So we are prepared to die. You could cast sama or can say look at what you see, look at the bogus letter he wrote. The bogus letter trend. Next even the reasons are the son of Munyan. I say, oh, Nanya cocaine be na chi $350 million. But could be a Sanchi and no $150 million. And no it is not true. Radio station and radio presenter tell him and bring him home. His press conference was not about 350 million cocaine bust. It is done and dusted. It is left in the hands of the what? The security agencies to do their investigations. It is no more a problem. I don't have problem. The 150 million cocaine is because the new government has come. We are unearthing all those their secrets. And can people know how? And he started a good example. There's a private company, there's a private flight that is being managed by McDam that flies out and in.
Private terminal.
How many national security people are there to inspect that terminal, inspect the flying and taking off of that flight? Where did they fly to? And so on. No Ghanaians have been given information as to what they do there. Well, so it is not more it's the issue is not about the 350 million cocaine bust. And they are dada. It is not an issue. The 150 million your friend is saying cocaine bust, it is not an issue. And in fact, Reverend Intim did not talk about that. Oko ye ni niamani we na e chi no no. Ana oko twetwe nsansem we de be from. For it to make it seem as if on what about cocaine arrest and the general cocaine and drug issues, and that is not what he said. But who is covering up? Look at them put this. Who is covering what? One cousin away, you say cover me.
Honorable, I'm happy now. Say,
for me, people must know that it's a serious matter. Like the president has said, no one will be spared. No one, and I believe for me, I'm not a security. My brother, I'm the president. I'm the security for now. President, so many you man, because so much at the beginning cry. But when they are now say they are doing, they know what they are doing. They don't want to do some things that will go back and so on. But for me, they don't match it. They should have been busted all along and near Miano to prove the truth. To prove that it's cocaine. You cannot use cocaine in order to spoil your mama's name. Okay. Your mama knows what exactly. Share the statements now. Short. Yeah. But they are pregnant. Maybe we are on something. May come by the CJ. And then because the CJ asked for 7 days. Your mama man is saying
10 days.
When am I going to a man 10 days? You should know. Look, I had to say that with Tihanmon, what's set exams? I mean, team, I've given you 2 hours.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't say to me answer exams? No, now me can't say now for 2 hours. Can I say open 2 hours? Remember 12 hours.
What
do you mean answer? Right, so if I give you 10 days, you will go back and come back.
For me, the MPP have succeeded a little to divert attention of Juma the NDC have started. Also, they also knew say baby Torkono. Say I want for I'm a bomwa M1, and that's why they brought in. But I was last time when I say I thank God say okay say tama yeba abayemuna na President AU Ibrahim Mahama flights.
Yeah.
The lucky we have done is say they were not smart even to go and use say flight now air call back no something is being put in it. That there are flights now. The reason why we are using that flight just because we are using this one for doing money laundering. That's why we are using that one. They could have said those things freely of these people, but thank God I say we are here, and the fear these issues it is a car about my way more. It is also because the MPP knew say a car more Ghana for no say in there yet to me say yes solve problems they only want to put the people's mind and say this can be a new. Now, Sky yes, have money laundering can it be? All these are strategies they are trying to play into the public domain. No? But thank God, as we said, this time around, we will not allow them to set the pace for us. When the law have to catch up to you, it will take up on you. So issues of that, maybe I say if for your issue, they say more patch will say more chance but if the speaker in Chrombra, whether he writes or not, I think that if any because say watching also has that statement where now what they move. Yeah. It's like a watching and that's a be as a Ghanaian being a sad statement, especially a guest of mine. Yeah. Mine how they move. Oh. So it for joy, yes, as we can say yeah, but I think that you see when it comes to these stages, especially when it comes to national issues, you should be very, very tactical. Next idea now, style because Nakadano cast asked him never chew, never can say, oh, at America, no, it was a fact. Yeah, but when they gave him the opportunity, we gave him the rope, even to go to his own